YouTube? Today we're getting ready for a talking head style video. Just packing up our gear. This is going to be a little infomercial style talking head. We're going to try out some of our new toys. We've been ordering a couple new things for tax season. I got the Blazar Anamorphic Lens. We're going to try this out and see how it looks. And then we also picked up two new V-mount batteries. These are probably some of the cheapest V-mount batteries you can buy on Amazon, but we're going to test them out and see how they work. This is 300 watts, and then we got another 190 watt V-mount battery because we have been going out on shoots over the past month or so, and our other two batteries are not cutting it anymore. We just cannot keep up, especially if it's an all-day thing. You don't have time to charge your batteries. So this should help us out. So just some small little upgrades. We're really excited to try the Blazar Anamorphic 50mm autofocus lens on the Fx3. We're going to shoot this talking head style infomercial video. We were able to get this job from a friend of ours, Jalen Pfeiffer. We do his podcast, Talkin' Faith. If you see my other video, I would discuss how we record those podcasts. But he does a Christian ministry podcast that we record for him every 2 weeks. He approached me and said that his pastor at his church was looking to record a sort of talking head infomercial style video so he can spread his talents across many platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, just to have a video to share when people are interested in his work, or being able to spread his line of work to other prospective churches. And usually we wouldn't do something like this, especially for the rate that we were doing it for. But he was a friend. We had just got this anamorphic lens for the Fx3. Everything kind of just lined up, and we had a little bit of time to do it this week. So Reese and I, we just looked at each other and we said, you know what, let's just do this. It's practicing. It's for a cause. That's something that we would actually want to do and help out. So this is our setup. It was our first time using the Fx3 with the 50mm Blazar Apex Anamorphic lens. And then for the monitor, we use the Black Magic Video Assist 5G HDR. I got this in a trade, so it's pretty much been the only monitor I've been using for the past couple of years. And then for lighting, we pretty much use the same setup that I've been using in all my recent videos. We use the SmallRig 120B as a key light with the SmallRig LA90, and then as a backlight, we use the, I believe, Amaran 60X, just as kind of a little bit of a hair light just for the back of his head. And then we use the Aperture 60X on spotlight mode to kind of give a little glow to the preacher podium. Now this lighting setup has been working pretty well for us, but I am thinking and debating on whether or not I should invest in two Amaran 300Cs for when we need to do cross key lighting or any other sorts of setups. I think just using the 120B and the 260Xs, they have their place, but I also don't think they are really reliable for every single shoot. We do have a 600X, but honestly, we kind of just forget to bring it out because it's so heavy. So what do you think about having two 300Cs? Do you guys have them, and what do you think about them? When the situation calls for it, sometimes you got to improvise. We weren't really aware that we needed to bring the teleprompter. Looking back on it, we probably should have. But Jalen was able to hold a phone with a teleprompter app, and everything ended up working out in the long run. But maybe next time I will pack a teleprompter just so we don't have a situation like this again. Using the Blazar Anamorphic 50mm Apex, it was honestly pretty fun to use. We kind of got the hang of it. The D-squeeze in our monitor did help a lot to kind of visualize what we were going to get. I think I would bring this out to other shoots, especially if the client had no specific demands. as long as you let them know that this might end up being what the footage looks like, I think most clients would be happy. You just show them the flares and you just tell them like, hey, this is what it looks like in the movies. And I think most clients would be happy with this. But this was the perfect scale of shoot just for us to test out this lens. What you're looking at now is the footage straight out of camera. All I did was slap it in a Premiere file, and then I did a conversion, just basically figuring out what width I need to de-squeeze it. It was a 1.33 anamorphic lens, so you plug that in a calculator and you get about 76. So then I stretch out the width by 76. After that, I just threw a quick LUT on the footage. What I have noticed is that I am still getting a little bit of vignetting in the frame corners. I know that this is an APS-C lens, so I think I need to go into the Fx3 settings and double check that I am on APS-C mode just to make sure that we're getting that little zoom in, a little bit of punch. What I ended up doing is I nested the sequence and then I just zoomed in the whole sequence a little bit. I know that's not going to be a true anamorphic aspect ratio, but then this way you still kind of get those black bars on the top and the bottom. I'm still playing around with how to properly use this lens, but just looking at this footage, I really like the little flare that the 60X is giving off in the corner right there. What do you guys think about this quick little test we did with the Blazar Anamorphic Apex 50mm APS-C lens? That sounds like a mouthful, but I think, like I said earlier in the video, that if the client has no specific expectations for your video, as long as you make them aware with you're going to be shooting with a style lens and they're happy with it, I think that we would be bringing this lens on a lot more shoots in the future. We are actually debating on whether or not to get the, I believe, 30mm version, just so we can have an A and a B cam, both shooting anamorphic at the same time. I know that's kind of jumping the gun at the moment because we're just now getting this first anamorphic lens. So I think I am going to play around with this lens for a little bit longer just to get used to it, just to get used to the idea of shooting anamorphic and to make sure we like it. And if we're actually able to use it in a workflow that suits us. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this lens so far. The build quality seems great. It just seems like an ease of use type of lens. Just having that autofocus as a backup so you don't really have to worry about missing focus or just losing focus. It really just does give you the peace of mind, especially when we're only doing 1 to 2 people crew shoots. It just really is very helpful. What do you guys think about this lens? Am I doing anything wrong? Do you think I need to change anything? I'm always open to criticism. Please let me know. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.